The solution is right in front of our eyes. Get up, do something. Mhc on the rise. Think positive. Oh, we gotta stay positive. Yeah. We can learn to love each other. Like my sister and my brother. Mhc on the rise.
Good evening, Martinsville and Henry County. Welcome to MHC on the Rise. And I'm your host, Garrett Dillard. And I have with me tonight Miss Natalie Hodge. And as you know, we're getting ready for graduations all across Martinsville, Henry County. And this young lady is a native of Martinsville and Henry County. And she's gone off and done some really big things. And she's going to bless our students tonight with some words of wisdom. And I'm not going to talk a lot, but I'm going to turn it over to Miss Hodge, and she's going to give you a commencement style address in her own way.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So tonight, I want my message to be actually to the imperfect graduate. And the imperfect graduate is one who emerged from imperfect situations. If you were the person that nailed everything, this message might not be for you, but phone a friend and let them know that this is for them. So these are students who experience heartache, experience pain, experience family challenges, experience loss, but still have persevered to graduation. And so academically, the imperfect students are the ones who barely made it out. Some of you may have had a teacher or an administrator maybe fudge some numbers in order to get you out of school, to get you across that stage. Perhaps you made a 4.0, but you never felt good enough. You struggle with tests. You struggle with math. You struggle with science. Perhaps you struggle even with PE, but you still persevered and you made it out. You may have had a teacher or a neighbor or a family member to tell you that you weren't good enough. You weren't smart enough. You didn't have a strong enough work ethic in order to be able to get to this point, but you made it out. And maybe you were just plain lazy or too cool for school, but you still persevered, you still pushed forward, and you made it to graduation day. So this message is specifically for you. In your extracurricular activities, perhaps you were the person that didn't make the team, or you never even tried out for the team. For those of you who were stars on the team and didn't feel like you knew your role, or you were role players who wanted to be a star, this message is for you. Some of you were overcommitted in school. You were a jack of all trades and a master of none. And some of you were the least likely to do anything extra. But you're walking across the stage. And so as an imperfect graduate, this message is for you. Perhaps you were involved in so many things and you did them all well, but you never really felt complete because you didn't have someone there to cheer you on. And this message is for you, regardless of the circumstances surrounding your activities, what you contributed, what you did not contribute. This message is for you, imperfect graduate. In your family life, your circumstances were not perfect. Maybe you grew up with one or both parents not present in the household. Maybe you were in a household where someone abused drugs or alcohol. Maybe you came to school hungry. You missed dinner the night before and you missed breakfast on the way in. And so you had to sit through class with a grumbling stomach. This message is for you because regardless of that grumbling stomach, regardless of the abuse, physical, mental, emotional that you may have experienced in your household, you're still walking across the stage. And this message is for you. In your imperfect situation, in that imperfect scenario, you still made it to graduation. And so I want to honor you. Perhaps you were the student who came to school and you never had all the resources you needed. You never had the school supplies at the beginning of the year. You didn't have the big box of crayons. You only had the 8 count. This message is for you because regardless of how many pencils or pens or crayons were in your school kit, you still made it to graduation day. And many of you imperfect students in your imperfect situations had emotional struggles. You struggled with self-image. You were too big or too skinny or you had bad skin, your hair was a mess, but you still made it to school each day. Perhaps you were one who cried secretly in the bathroom during a break period or during lunch because you didn't feel good enough. Regardless of those struggles with your identity, with your spirituality, with wanting to be loved and not being loved, being heartbroken by your high school sweetheart, regardless of every situation that you encountered as an imperfect graduate, you still have persevered to this day. Some of you experienced bullying, and some of you were bullies. And regardless of any mistakes that you have made, any situations that you have encountered, any hurt that you've experienced, you're here at graduation. And some of you now struggle with the idea of moving forward. What will it be like to move past graduation? Your vision for the future is scary. Some of you don't know what you'll do. Some of you got into the school that you wanted, but you don't know what you'll do once you get there. Some of you didn't get into school, or you didn't get into the school that you wanted to get into. But regardless of how muddled your vision is for the future, hold on to the fact that you've made it to this day. This message is for you, that regardless of where you think you'll be or what you think you can or cannot achieve, you have already taken the first step in getting to graduation. Some of you are scared to leave home at this point, and some of you are scared because you're remaining in the area and you don't know what your job prospects will look like, what your future will be like. And this message is for you. Some of you have decided to go into the military, and the prospect of going into the battlefield is something that is completely frightening for you. And this message is for you. And regardless of your confusion, your inability to focus on what life will be like beyond this moment, I have a message of hope, a message of joy, a message of prosperity, and a message of achievement just for you, imperfect graduate. No matter who said you couldn't make it, who hurt your feelings, who didn't support you, who created obstacles, who lied on you, disrespected you, rejected you, who didn't come to your aid when you needed it, who may have called you ill-equipped or poor or country or dumb or whatever it is that may have been the thing to dissuade you. You moved on from that, and you're here in this moment. And I have a message for you, imperfect graduates, beautifully flawed human beings. You may be frightened at this moment that you'll somehow disappoint someone who has believed in you. And most importantly, you may be afraid that you'll disappoint yourself. But I have a message for you. The world is yours. And no matter the circumstances from which you came, you have the opportunity now to create a future that has no limitations. And it doesn't matter that they said that you couldn't do it. It doesn't matter that sometimes you didn't feel like you could do it. You've made it this far, and there are vast opportunities ahead of you. So I challenge you to set your visions high, to follow your heart's desire, and you may be asking yourself, how can I speak with such certainty that you have access to all of the things, all of the opportunities that ever come your way? And I can because I was an imperfect graduate. I was the girl with acne. I was the girl who lacked focus her sophomore year and GPA plummeted. I was the girl in a moment of despair contemplated suicide. I was the girl who had a broken heart, a broken ankle bone, and a torn ACL all in my high school career through athletics. And yes, I was the girl who cheated on a biology test and got caught. I made mistakes. I was absolutely and positively imperfect. And so I can say to you with certainty that you can achieve all things, because being this imperfect being, I was able to achieve much. I graduated from Guilford College with honors, in spite of my imperfections. I got a full academic fellowship to Cornell University, where I got a master's degree. I went on to have several successful businesses. I wrote a book. I've produced television and film projects. I've owned property in 4 different states. I've achieved many things in my lifetime from a space of complete imperfection. And so in this moment where you are celebrating your accomplishments and your achievements in your high school career, I want you to know that the world is yours. Congratulations to the class of 2016 in Martinsville, Henry County and surrounding areas. I'm so proud of you, and I look forward to hearing much about what you will do with this opportunity.
The imperfect graduate. And I'm not going to say a lot because that's very emotional and I can relate to a lot of that. We're going to take a break. I want to thank you for that awesome commencement address, and I hope the students, take heed to that. But we're going to take a break, come back, ask questions, and let you elaborate on your words.
The solution is right in front of our eyes. Get up, do something. Mhc on the rise. Think positive. Oh, we gotta stay positive. Yeah. We can learn to love each other. Like my sister and my brother. Mhc on the rise.
Family Pharmacy in Stewart is now open, proudly serving the residents of Patrick County.
We'd like to invite you to come visit us and get all your prescription needs and healthcare needs filled here. We save you money on your prescriptions. We offer free delivery. We offer a family atmosphere. We treat you like family.
Family Pharmacy in Stewart is located at 301 South Main Street, 276-694-4586.
Come see us today.
Dr. Jones and Deshawn Orthodontics, the largest provider of digitally scanned Invisalign in the western half of Virginia. Now that is something worth smiling about.
There are many reasons to choose Monroe Muffler Brake and Service for all of your car's maintenance, repair, and tire needs. We work on your schedule with convenient evening, Saturday, and even Sunday hours. We've earned our customers' trust with over 50 years of guaranteed quality service. And one more popular reason is Monroe's oil change and more for only $19.99. Plus, we'll rotate your tires, check tire pressure, and inspect your brakes for free. Trust Monroe to keep your car and your family safe. For dealer quality service for less, it's Monroe Muffler Brake and Service.
Come on down to Los Norteños, right next to the Dutch Inn. Great food, great prices, and you're always guaranteed to have a good time. So come on down to Los Norteños, next to the Dutch Inn.
The all-new Blue Ridge Nissan in Martinsville is different. How, you ask? The best price is clearly marked on every vehicle in stock. There's no haggling, no hassle, no negotiating. That's right, our sales team will help you pick the car that's right for you, not the deal that's right for us. Plus, with our guaranteed credit approval system, you'll drive home today in your new car. It's car buying made easy. Only at Blue Ridge Nissan in Martinsville, across from the Speedway on Greensboro Road, or visit us at theblueridgeway.com.
Hi, I'm Mike Wimmer of Wimmer Optical. I've been serving the local optical needs for 30 years, and now we are at a new location, 730 East Church Street, Suite 22, in the back of the Patrick Henry Mall. At Wimmer Optical, we specialize in customizing your eyewear. We have the latest in frame and lens technology, brands like Line Art, Aspire, Tura, Izod. So give us a call today at Wimmer Optical, 276-403-4678, or come see us at 730 East Church Street beside Wild Magnolias.
The solution is right in front of our eyes. Get up, do something. MHC on the rise. Think positive. Oh, we gotta stay positive. Yeah. We can learn to love each other. Like my sister and my brother. MHC on the rise.
Welcome back, Martinsville, Henry County, and I'm still, amazed at those wonderful words. And I do want to ask Ms. Hodge to elaborate on a couple things. You made the comment that the world is yours. What exactly, we hear that all the time, the world is yours, the world is at your disposal. What does that mean? Help our young folk understand what that means.
Basically, whatever you think in your mind, you can create in reality. So if your big dream is to become an astronaut, literally you will be looking at the world from a different perspective, but that is accessible to you. If your big dream is to become a writer, become an actor, to become a philosopher, whatever that is, no matter what circumstances you came from, that's available to you.
Awesome. And I do have a few questions that I want to ask, and this is coming from the perspective of a high school graduate who's getting ready to go into the world, a world of unknown.
Right.
How do you decide what you want to be in life?
Trial and error. I changed my path so many times. When I went to Guilford, actually when I filled out the application, I had the intention on being a high school social studies teacher. When I started there, I was a business management major.
Oh, wow.
Then I took accounting, and accounting kicked my butt. And I scrambled to figure out what I was going to do next. And so I shifted into justice and policy studies and African American studies. And so I graduated with a double major in that. But what was I going to do from there? I went on to get a master's degree in African American studies. I have not worked one job where that is a requirement.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter, because every job I've ever wanted or every entrepreneurial venture that I've ever wanted to take part in, I've been able to do because I just believed that I could.
And sometimes it's about doing. Some people don't go to college because they don't know what their major is,
Sure.
or I'm going to take this semester off because I don't know what I want to major in. But sometimes it's about just going, doing, and getting that degree and seeing where life will take you with that degree.
Absolutely. And I don't want people who don't go to college to feel like somehow they're missing out on an opportunity to move forward in whatever direction they want to go in. There are many, many successful people who didn't go to college or didn't complete a college education. It is about your drive to do whatever it is that you have put your mind to doing. So there are people who went to college and then never made anything of that degree. And there are people who didn't go who, the world is theirs, and they've believed that. And they've manifested that in their lives.
And you can see that every day throughout Martinsville, Henry County, with some of the businesses that we have and people who started it, from their backyard, and boom, they grew. It's important to have good people around you.
Sure.
As my mom would say, birds of a feather flock together. How do you choose a good circle of friends?
I feel like the circle chooses you. If you are strong in what you believe and you're moving in a direction, you can't have people in your life who are not moving in that same direction. If you find yourself in a circle of people and you look around at your group of 4 or 5 good friends, and you see that they're not doing much with their lives, guess what? You're probably not doing much either.
Yeah.
If you're busy doing the work to get to where you want to go, you're going to be in groups with people who are doing the work to get to where they want to go. So people feel really challenged by, oh, you know, I'm leaving friends behind or I'm leaving family behind. And I don't want our students to get caught up in that moment. Love everybody. Never forget where you came from. Never forget your family and friends who may be doing something different from what you're doing. But don't allow the fact that they're not in your company in this moment to stop you from going to where you need to go.
Yeah, because I would always have students say that they couldn't go off to college or couldn't go off to military because they had to stay and help this relative or that relative. And I would always tell them that, you know, grown folk have to take care of grown folk.
Absolutely.
And you can't slow your life down to try to stay and take care of a grown person, because in 5 years, 10 years, you've missed out on some opportunities. So go for life, and somebody else will help that grown person out, or you can better help them once you go off and attain a degree, or, you know, get some military experience, or get a job, or some type of financial backing where you can come back and help people. So you're absolutely right. You have to, you know, keep moving forward, you know, regardless.
Sure.
How do you overcome, you mentioned some of your struggles, how do you overcome failure or failure to achieve a certain goal and, you know, get up that next day and keep going at it? Because everybody at some point is going to face failure, a business project, they're going to fail a class, a relationship's not going to work out. How do you wake up and say, I can still be who I want to be?
Well, a good friend of mine always says that he learns more from his losses than his gains, or his losses than his wins. And I really believe that too. Failure is the best learning experience for people, because sometimes it's good to pick apart, like, what happened and how can I tweak this for the next time? And it's just a fact of life, because we are imperfect human beings. Then embedded in our process is we're going to fail because we don't know all the answers. But it's about being humble. It's about recognizing where we can change and tweak our behaviors and move forward. You don't want to dwell on the failure. You want to analyze it. You want to say, okay, here are the things that I need to change, and then move forward to the next.
And sometimes that door closes and it's actually closing, and it allows other doors to open. So we have to find the good in every situation.
Yes.
And I know some people can say that, you know, something bad happens, and, you know, they say you're arrogant because you keep moving on, but you have to. You can't sit and waddle in that last, you know, bad situation.
Absolutely. And one example I like to use when I'm mentoring students is I like to talk about, are you married to the first person that you ever went on a date with? Did you marry that first person? Most people are like, no.
Yeah.
And you're happy about that. You're just like, that just... And so I said, because that first date didn't turn into a successful relationship, do you stop dating?
Good point.
So that first bad date, or it doesn't necessarily have to be bad, but it didn't turn into a long-term commitment.
Correct.
Somehow that was a stepping stone for you to get to the person that you're ultimately supposed to be with.
And you can learn from that relationship and grow as you move into other relationships. Now, this question is directed to my son, Caleb Jordan Dillard, who's going to be graduating from Magna Vista on Friday night. How do you become a responsible young adult who's been at home with mom and dad? Mom and dad, if they wake you up, they tell you when to go, what to wear, how to wear it, when to tie your shoes, when not to tie your shoes, when to wash your car. How do you become that responsible young adult as you go into life on your own?
Well, real life is going to wake you up. And real life is going to say, if you don't want the car that has someone written, "wash me" on it with their finger, you're going to have to do that. And you're going to have to take care of those details. And even though I'd had my little academic blip my sophomore year of high school, and I recovered from that and ended up graduating with honors when I did complete high school, my freshman year of college, I made some of the same mistakes as I made that sophomore year of high school. This is dating myself. Sega Genesis.
Super Nintendo.
Yes. Sega Genesis was out, and I was quite good at some of those games.
Okay.
And so I missed some classes
Playing Sega Genesis.
playing Sega Genesis. So I had to recover from that because I was on an academic scholarship, and my GPA wasn't up to par. In order for me to maintain that academic scholarship, I had to shut down some of the foolishness. And so that was a process where I learned to be more responsible because I had to.
Yeah.
And for a lot of us, we get the hard knocks kind of lesson with that.
And what's important is that you get those hard knocks before you get too far gone. You know, once you get 3 or 4 Fs and you get put out of college, or you get into something that you can't reel yourself back in from, not that it's too late, but it may take you much longer to get back on the right track.
Sure.
We have about 1 minute. Just want you to give, final words of wisdom to the class of 2016 in about a minute.
Well, what I want you to know is that if you're from this community, you are country strong. Don't ever doubt, don't ever feel like you're less than. Don't go off and feel like because you have a little bit of an accent, a little twang, that somehow you are not as smart and as capable and as ambitious and driven as anyone else on this planet. You have come from a variety of different circumstances, and you are set up to achieve regardless of what those circumstances have been. So I'm so excited for you. Keep kicking butts, and congratulations.
Class of 2016, keep MHC on the rise. Let's have a great week, Martinsville and Henry County.
The solution is right in front of our eyes. Get up, do something, MHC on the rise. Think positive. Oh, we gotta stay positive. Yeah. We can learn to love each other. Like my sister and my brother. MHC on the rise.
If you're planning on moving soon and you're looking for a quiet, family-oriented community, come join us at Hillcourt Apartments. For the month of March, we'll be having a move-in special for 10 apartments where you only pay a half month's rent. Call and reserve yours while they last, 647-3039. And remember, we love our tenants.
Martinsville Family Dentistry. We're not your typical dentist office. With over 100 combined years of experience and 3 dentists to choose from at our facility. We can make most appointments same day. No more waiting list. No more inconvenient appointment times. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff would love to meet you. So what are you waiting for? New patients are welcome. So call Martinsville Family Dentistry at 632-6219. Sign up for pharmacy text alerts today. It's a simple, easy way to refill your prescription. Simply go online and register at www.refillrx.com or download the app to your smartphone. Getting your prescriptions just got easier at Family Pharmacy in Stanleytown, serving our community since 1996.
The all-new Blue Ridge Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Martinsville is different. How, you ask? The best price is clearly marked on every vehicle in stock. There's no haggling, no hassle, no negotiating. That's right, our sales team will help you pick the car that's right for you, not the deal that's right for us. Plus, with our guaranteed credit approval system, you'll drive home today in your new car during the Drive and Discover event. Only at the all-new Blue Ridge Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Martinsville. Cross from the Speedway on Greensboro Road or visit us at theblueridgeway.com.
When it's time to add emergency backup power to your home, it's important to select a long-lasting, dependable brand. That's why Shively Electric recommends Kohler generators. Equally important but often overlooked is choosing a long-lasting, dependable dealer. Shively Electric has been serving Southwest Virginia since 1974. We're your Kohler certified dealer. For sales and service or how backup generators can benefit you, give your friends at Shively Electric